going to discuss how to utilize online temperature and precipitation maps to dial in your 2025 Morel Mushroom Forecast. Alright, first we're going to go to Safari Google and just type in past precipitation maps. We're going to go to nationalweatherservice.gov, click on observed and past precipitation, and it'll bring you to the NWS website. Now we're just going to scroll down, and this map should appear. Now we're just going to go into layers, and we're going to turn up state borders so we know where we're looking. I always turn off the major river systems, and we're going to go, and we got the 1 day, last 24-hour observed precipitation. We're going to turn that off. Again, this is under the observe tab right here. And I always go to the 14 or 10 day observed past precipitation. Let's just go for 14 for the making of this video. And we're going to turn in the layer tab, and now we got our full screen of the past 14 days of the total precipitation throughout the United States. And off a first glance, looking at this map, we have a large generalized area here of yellow, orange, and red. And if you want to see how much rain that actually is, you can just go into the legend tab here. So we're looking at 2 to about 6 inches, anywhere from 2 to 6 inches throughout this whole entire zone here. Yellow, orange, red. And then the green is usually around, what is the green? The green is, light green is 0.5 to 1, and darker green is 1.5 to 2. So if you have green in your area, you're still looking decent for morels. Obviously you want darker colors. You want as dark as you can get. Like down here, morels really don't grow down here, down by the southern end of Texas. We have some pink and purple actually, so we're gonna go into legend. That's 10 to 15 inches there. That is almost too much. You really want to look for these areas that have yellow, orange, and red for your target morel areas. And let's just go into here. We have a big area in the last 14 days where there has been 0 rain at all. This gray indicates no rain at all. We have, let's go into Arkansas here. And this can just show you how much, one half of the state can be going and the other can't be. So here we have no rain to little rain at all. Light blue, we go in the legend, it's 0.01 to 0.1 and 0.1 to 0.25, so that's not a whole lot for the last 14 days. And if we go to the southern part of Arkansas, we have green, yellow, orange, and a little bit of orange, which is 1, 1.5 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So rain really matters in morel growth, and like I said, that can determine from the southern side of a state going to the north side not going, or the western side of a state going. Like here, western Tennessee, not as much rain. You go into central and eastern Tennessee, and we got a lot of rain. I expect to be real good here in these areas here with these dark orange and red tints. Anything else on the past? We can also go to, like I said, you can tab whatever you want. Let's say you want to go last 30 days. This is getting a little much too far out. You can utilize this if you want to. I mean, I really don't recommend it, but Oklahoma here, we got some deeper red areas in southern Oklahoma. Right here, even really, really localized here, we have a patch of pink, which is 10 to 15 inches. So that is must have been one giant storm that just sat there and just poured rain. But like, if you really want to look at this map and break it down by one state, let's go to another state. Let's go to Indiana here. We're going to Indiana. Let's just say you're out of Indianapolis, right in the middle here, and you're willing to drive, 1 to 2 hours one way to go forage for morels. You're best off either going, right here's Indianapolis, you're best off probably going south instead of north, because this lighter green represents less precipitation, and obviously with morel growth, you always want to follow the rain. So if you can get yourself down in these deeper, darker orange and even these red areas here where we're getting into 3 to 5 inches of rain, that is a great starting point. Yeah, so you can really break it down too. Is like if you really want to get advanced, and I do this all the time. Let's just say you want to go to the last 3 day. Now this is really going to indicate morels that are new, that they came up very recently. As long as your area is ready, of course. If the soil temps aren't there, which I will cover later on in this video, you're not going to get any growth. But this is the last 3 day precipitation map, and so like this area here, it's about to get going here in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I assume black morels are already up in these areas here, and so like this would be a great area to go out. Let's just say you're located in central Missouri, you would want to go in this north central area here, and this is a very good starting point right here with these dark green and yellow tints here. So yeah, that was just kind of the breakdown of the past precipitation map, and we're going to go into the soil and the future precipitation maps as well in this presentation. Into the future precipitation maps. So we're just going to go to Safari or Google again, type in future precipitation maps, enter, and it's this first website here, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.gov, and it's the 5 and 7 day total quantitative precipitation forecast. And so it brings you to the main page here for the precipitation forecast, and you have the options to pick day 1, day 2, day 3, days 1 and 2, days 1 through 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, and then the 5 and 7 day totals. I always go off of the 5 day and 7 day totals. This kind of just shows you in the next 5 to 7 days, and that's usually as far out that I really want to do my forecasting. So let's just go into the 5 day here, and this is really promising to see for much of central and southeastern United States for the morel season, as the soil temps, which I am going to go into more in this presentation, are just about here in this whole region down here. So yeah, we're just going to go through, and we got the light green, and that's 0.1 to about 0.5. That is just enough to cover morel growth. In my opinion, that is the bare minimum that you want to see. So states like Oklahoma, these patches here, it looks kind of rough here. Virginia, North Carolina, it looks, all can change, but it's the next 5 days. But, these areas here, they're just not quite getting what this large swath of area here is getting, which, you get in the light blues here, the pinks, purples, the reds, and we're talking 1 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, and all the way up to 4 to 5 inches in these areas here, which is just going to saturate the ground so well, and morels really will just explode in that environment with the right temperatures. Yeah, so this whole swath here from southwestern Arkansas all the way up in Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, it looks really good here. We're talking at minimum 2 inches generalized, with way more localized heavier rainfall. This is just generalized, so within this range here, this red, we're talking generalized 3 to 4 inches, and you could get up to 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of rain, more localized in areas in between these areas here, this red shade. Let's just go back, and we'll go to 7 day. Now this is where it gets, I have very rarely seen this for the future 7 day precipitation map, and this is really telltale that this is going to be a fantastic year for these areas right in here. I have maybe seen this 1 or 2 times before during the morel season, of course, but we have tints of orange and gold even. We got gold, generalized rainfall about a maybe 100 square mile area here in Arkansas, Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, southern Indiana and more northern Kentucky here, with gold showing up, which is 7 to 10 inches generalized. So we could have localized areas receiving 10 plus inches of rain into the double digits of precipitation, localized. And, you know, we love to see this. But also these states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, these northern states that aren't quite ready yet, they're getting much needed rainfall um, for preparing the 2025 morel season. And this area of purple actually stretches all the way down Illinois, Missouri, southeast Kansas, eastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, up in the northeast United States, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut. That is still plenty. When I say plenty, that is more than enough rainfall for morel growth. And you're sitting at 2 to 2.5 inches just in these outer bands of this purple here. And you get into the more red, orange tints, and we still even have 3, 4, 5 inches of rain generalized throughout these whole area here of this red shade inwards into the center point of the precipitation from the models that we're seeing here. So it looks very, very promising to me for this whole entire eastern half of the United States. It really does look like it's turning up to be a great season with the temps coming. Let's just go into the temperatures right now. We're going to go whatever browser you use, look up soil temperature map. And I utilize Greencast. It is a great tool to utilize for soil temperature. We'll get out of this. Don't need any of this. Let's just go over the legend real quick so you know what we're dealing with. 40 degrees green, 45, 50 yellowish orange, 55, 60 orange to dark orange, 65, 70, 75, 80 into the darker orange tints and into the reds. Okay, so we got the legend kind of down. I have it memorized after looking at it years and years. So yeah, let's take a peek here. We have soil temperatures have really increased in the past 3 to 4 days with a huge warm front coming throughout the whole eastern half of the United States. It looks like it is very primed to go in regions of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, into New Jersey, Delaware, even parts of Ohio, southern parts of Ohio, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, down into southern Missouri, central Missouri even. We have temperatures that are definitely getting near prime morel fruiting conditions. You just need the rainfall, which, as the models that I went over with you previously in this video, we are going to get it according to the National Weather Service and their models. So it does look very promising for the 2025 morel mushroom season. Once you get to temps that are past 70, 75 in this ground temps, that is usually the end of the season. So really you don't have mushrooms in this area down in central Texas, so it's really not that big of a deal. But you see this dark red start to show up, and your morel season is going to be very close to ending, and that is kind of a telltale sign. And when you get this, morels are very touchy, so you can go from dark red just to red, and red is really just starting right now. But once you get them darker tints of reds in these Greencast map, then you really need to get on your horse and start to try to pick as many morels as you can early, just because your season is about to end. But for the most part, the whole eastern United States is looking primed to really just start their morel season. States like South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, we got lots of green in there still probably a ways out, probably 2 to 3 weeks at least before you see your first morel. But yeah, warm temps have came through and continue to push through for the next couple days. And we are going to have cold fronts coming through with lots of precip in these areas here. As I covered, it is going to look very good. I think we're going to have a phenomenal morel season in east, especially east of the Mississippi River, everywhere east of the Mississippi River. And really, you go back and utilize these tools that I showed you first in the video, the past precipitation map, and 7 days from now, once we do get our precipitation and if the models do hold true, you can go back and look at the past precipitation maps that I showed you in the first video, the first part of the video I should say, and utilize that to really dial in your localized 2025 morel mushroom forecast. Let you guys know that my 2025 complete morel mushroom field guide is available for purchase. Links will be down below and in my bio. The field guide will cover basically just more in-depth morel subjects. We'll break down beginner breakdown, advanced strategy, tree identification with pictures included, ideal growing temperatures, precipitation more in depth, areas to target, soil temperatures more in depth, early and late season spots, slopes, state-by-state breakdowns. You'll have in-person touch with me. You'll be able to reach out to me and ask me any question you want, and how to prepare and create fantastic meals with your morels. Like I said, yeah, it's available down below in the description and in my bio, and I'll kind of just show you how to access that real quick for any of you that don't know. I'll just exit out of this, go to my YouTube. Here's my 2025 Morel Mushroom Forecast, and if you haven't watched this, I really recommend you do. This will break down what states I think will boom or bust pretty much, and I cover confirmed finds as well as it state by state as of March 28th, 2025. So yeah, if you want to get my field guide, like I said, it's just down here in the description. Link to my field guide is available here, and you just click on the standstore.com link and it'll bring you to this. And right now I have it on sale only for a limited time, just for the morel season. It was $24.99 and I lowered it down to $19.99. So then you just get yours here, and then it's available for purchase. Now, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic and bountiful 2025 morel mushroom season. Peace.